In this part of the Academy Disassembly and Assembly, we will be completely disassembling the lower part of the SSP5. We will start with this pin right here, which we will push out. Keep your thumb on the back here, otherwise it will jump out, which we don't want. So we punch out the pin and we carefully remove this in a way that nothing jumps out. Exactly like that. And we will set it aside. Now we can remove the leaf spring, and now we will unscrew this screw on the front, which is a bigger Phillips head. We set it aside and we can continue, for instance, with these screws. There's not really a super specific order that you would need to do this. We just need to basically undo everything that we see from the outside. And the last thing will be the screw for the safety, the small one here. Now, this one probably has a screw glue on it. Make sure that the bit that you're using is the correct size and it doesn't wobble inside. When you put it in, it shouldn't wobble at all, preferably. If it does wobble, you see, this is no good. Let's switch to a Torx to make sure that we don't damage this one. That one is too big. Oh yeah. This one, much better. It looks like it wobbles, but I can feel that there is no side-to-side wobble. To make it extra sure, I'm gonna use just the back end of this, and I'm gonna slightly tap it in place so it's all the way in and we don't strip the screw. There we go. Being a little bit more careful definitely pays off with this particular screw. You see, screw glue. We want the safety to be sturdy. We don't want it to wobble. That's why we secure them. So you have to be a little bit careful when you are disassembling all of this. Now we can lift the safety. We wiggle it out. That's one part. Now we can do this one. Careful, there is a spring-loaded pin. Exactly. It's gonna jump out a little bit. Not too crazy, but don't lose it. You know, fluffy carpets and such, they are dangerous. There is one more spring right there. And there is also this pin that comes out. Now we want to remove the beaver tail. If it's for some reason locked in place, you need to shake it, try the shears, the hammer, and at some point it will just easily fall out. Now it's time for removing the grip. Now there are hooks on each side. I will show you when I take it off. There is a specific direction you want to remove it. So try to torque it this way, like against each other and away. I will show you. Exactly like that. There is the hook right here and a hook right here. You kind of want to torque it in a way that it spreads this apart and you can slide it. So basically, once again, the movement is in this direction. Hopefully you can see it like so. All right. We can now proceed with removing the magazine catch. We set this aside for now. For that, we will need a flathead. And we put it here. We push all the way in, and here, hopefully, I will try to align it in a way that you can see it. Here, there is a notch, and you will see a little notch slide inside, and then we can remove it. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push in, all the way in, and rotate left towards me. Hopefully now you can see the notch appearing. Yes, you can see the notch. Right now, let's zoom on it a little bit, and we leave it up. And you will also notice that the screw will stay inside. At this point, we can simply remove it, just like that. And here, once again, closer look on how it works. This is basically it. So you need to push it in and lock it in place. That will allow us to remove this trigger. When we have the trigger in hand, now what we need to do to actually remove the trigger, because maybe you are replacing with one of the colored ones, we need to punch out this roller pin, and then we will be able to slide it off and put it back on, put the pin in. Let's do that real quick. This piece can actually serve us as a resting place. If you don't have anything better, you can do with this. Now I want to make this as universal as possible, so we will do it like that. If you have something else, feel free to use it as a rest. Ideally, you would have exactly the size pin punch, but again, most of the people probably don't have this. Hopefully you have a toolkit. So let's find something that will allow us to punch it out. And this one looks like the good size, so I'm gonna put it in. Again, this is not the way you should be using your tools, but again, not everybody has a fully fledged workshop at home. So we just do what we need to do. All right, you can see that the pin is a little bit out. I'm gonna try to grab it with pliers. And there we go, it's coming out. That's a good thing. Perfect. Now we can basically separate these two. If you are changing the trigger, you just reverse the steps now. We will continue with the disassembly of the rest. The grip is basically just plastic shell at this point, so we can set it aside, and we will take a look inside of this thing. Again, the correct size bit, which is this one, and we can start with this screw. Make sure that it fits nicely. There is screw glue on this one, so you again want a snug fitting bit that will not strip the screw. Or you could heat it up if you are struggling, like I did with one of the, in the other video on the disassembly of the upper. I had to do it with one of the set screws. You can watch that. And now we can lift this out. We set it aside. This will not jump out, hopefully. It is spring tension, so make sure there is no fluffy carpets around. We will remove this, this, and this. That's it for the lower part. It's completely empty. And now here we have one spring. So I'm gonna place my thumb over it and lift it to disengage the spring. Now it just falls out. Sear goes out. One more screw and we are done with the disassembly. Gonna take a rather bigger, slightly bigger Phillips head. Again, we don't want to strip it. Put pressure on it and unscrew it. You don't want the bit to slip on the screw because that would damage the Phillips head. Good. And that would result in issues. You see it's spring-loaded, so be careful. You don't want this to jump on your fluffy carpet. I'm overusing that word now. All right, here we have the small little spring that was tensioning this one. And that's it. That's complete disassembly of the SSP5 lower. Now we will put it back together.